register center test. This from here, these two bays are cover plate. This is a control circuit. This is where you seize it. These two circuits. This is where you seize it. The scanning, and then you, for the piece of equipment that you're in, the reason there's 7 of them was because a full number 5 crossbar would have 8 completing markers.
Okay.
But we only have 1. No, we have 2, or 1. So this is a full complement. That's why there's so many relays. Then the scanning relay, you operate all of these relays, and then the scanning relays scan portions of those depending upon what line you're on, what line you're punching.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is. Automatic monitor register center test. I can go, if I turn the center test on and I pick a speed, this is 15 pulses per second at minimum break, maximum break 20. Let's go for 15 pulses maximum break. I select the dial tone marker, which is marker 8. And then I select OR, which is originating register. I can put any number in here. And if I start it, I will select an originating register, dial into it, and then the originating register connects itself back to the test frame, and it compares what it dialed, what was dialed into it with what you have set up. So that's the register test part of it. That part is the dial pulse generator is right here somewhere. Dial pulse generator right here. And just some more control relays. When it was in full operation, you can operate start monitor. You can operate STM, start monitor. And if it would go out and look at, let's see what the incoming registers, originating registers, outsender, I don't know what MOT, monitor, some kind of test line. And it would look at all of those, and if through a sequence circuit, it would select one and operate a monitor relay in that. The monitor relays are up there. It would operate a monitor relay. Okay? So now the automatic monitor would connect to whichever piece of equipment that was selected. Whatever piece of equipment, the monitor would connect to that, and then it had high resistance circuits in it that it monitored. Let's say it was an incoming dial pulse IR incoming register. As that dial pulse register dialed, the monitor would dial. Then when the dial pulse incoming register would seize the marker to complete the circuit, because the monitor relay was operated, it would connect itself also to the monitor and check to see if the number that was dialed in the monitor matched the number that was dialed in the incoming register.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it matched, it said okay, and it released, and it monitored another one. If you got a failure, you got a card. You could, by operating this key, you can operate, let's say, MOS. If I operate that key, I only monitor out sender. If I monitor this one, I only monitor incoming register.
Mm-hmm.
But if you leave it normal, you look at all of them. And one of them is in preference, the monitor will connect to it. So that's what all that is. Because it takes a lot of wiring. You have to wire the monitor back to the incoming to the incoming register connector, and it hasn't been done. I don't know if it can be done, if it'll work or not. I don't know that. But anyway, the only part that we use. Well, then also, you're supposed to be able to set up, and this has not been cabled, it's all got to be cabled.
Right, so most of it doesn't work.
So you set up, if you set up this center group, multi-freak, dial pulse, multi-freak group, 1, sender row. So you should be able to, that's a count. You should be able to select one of the multi-freak incoming registers and operate the right key. I can't remember how. Operate the right key, and then you can test that originating register from the frame, from here by setting up the motor.
What's up with this? These lights are always on.
This is cancel continuity test, cancel ground test, cancel loop, some kind of loop test, cancel loop test. That's when you in light traffic. In light traffic, we would leave those on so that the marker did all this extra testing. It did a continuity test out to the subscriber's line, and it did a ground test. But because it eats up milliseconds, we would cancel that in heavy traffic so the markers wouldn't back up.
So would the marker do it as time? It wouldn't do it as time allowed. It would just do it when you told it to during light traffic, and if heavy traffic came in.
If we did this, it would try to do it even in heavy traffic.
Okay. Yeah.
So we just canceled it.
Okay.
And that's why they're over.
It's very important.
You have to wind the sucker up to get it to run.
It's got to have a crank somewhere.
You got to have a crank somewhere. I don't know why. And then this was these keys were this was a crappy circuit. It's it was a timing circuit that monitored all of the markers, and I can't remember what all was connected to it. All of the markers were connected to it, and they gated the traffic in the connectors, so that no connector was always preferred first. So they gated. Okay, let's see if I can.
Let's find a pen.
Explain this. I have let's keep it simple as they come. We have 3 connectors,
Mm-hmm.
O, 1, and 2. So connector O, if they, depending upon who was calling the incoming register in connector O might get more traffic than the other 2 connectors. So connector O would get first preference and conceivably not lock out, but delay the calls in connector 1 and 2. So this gating circuit monitors these connectors, and it makes sure it gates these connectors so that a call will go through only if there's a call waiting. If there's no call waiting, it ignores it. But if there's a call waiting, let's say there's a call waiting in O1 and 2, it will make sure that 1 and 2 are served before O is served again. See what I mean?
Well, the panel has something like that to prevent wear on the parts, right?
No, that's preference.
Yeah.
But this is gating. This is prevents lockout. By
Okay.
One piece of equipment hogging all the preference.
Okay.
So it makes sure that if there's call waiting,
Mm-hmm.
calls waiting, it makes sure that there's one call served in each connector before any one connector is served twice in a row.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah. So it's almost like a form of queuing or lining up so that
But it's
everyone.
we call it gating,
Yeah.
and that's what this thing is. So if and it's possible that in heavy traffic this thing gets all balled up, so you can cancel it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it really gets shaky. But anyway, it's kind of a shady circuit. Nobody really understood it. But that's what that is. This is a manual incoming outgoing trunk test ring. I can set up this. This is the outgoing trunk to over there. These are outgoing trunks
Right.
over there, 832 trunk over to 1. So if I plug into trunk 1, plug into trunk 1. We'll start with no keys operated, and I operate the voltmeter key. Then the voltmeter 1 key, the voltmeter is looking at the trunk over to him, and I can see the battery on his incoming relay, the A relay,
Mm-hmm.
has 2 windings, one with battery, one with ground.
So you can see there's battery on it.
At.
Yeah.
I see that now. If I'm looking at the ring, if I operate this and look at the tip, then there's the ground on the other side. So I say, okay, I have battery and ground. I operate the top key. It's multi-freak, I know that. I have to operate the reverse supervision 1 key, I know that. And then I have to send him a tube to direct me to office 2. And then I go 0103, which is the telephone number. I usually put in $1,200. I start it.
There we go.
I ring that bell. When I first went to work in number 1 crossbar, that's the same frame there. That one with the
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. There is I can do the same thing here by going that way. There's a 232. There's 232 right there. I have 2 trunks. Oh. Don't get excited. If I operate the bulb here, does the same ground over there. And then I reverse it. Then I see the battery. Okay, so I operate the top key. Then I have to operate this key. Uh-oh. I'll never get the right number there. This is disconnected. And then then it automatically starts up.
That's better.
That's better. So yeah, I've got 850 ohms compensating resistance. Anyway, this was a frame. Stop that. This was a frame. Well, one of the features of this frame is I can connect to the telephone numbers in my office and look at the line. And I can also, I'll have to find it for a little bit. I can also go over a busy with no test. Here's what I did, no test one. So I operate the no test one and my telephone number. Now I can go over a connection. I can do it over there. Go over a connection and listen or see if there's something wrong with the line and it's held up to permanent signal or something. I can hear. I can even talk to them.
So you can. Someone goes permanent signal. You can interrupt it.
Right. I can go over the permanent signal with the line. Anyway. I saw that no test. I said, hey, that's an 8. Well, I thought it worked for everybody. So I plugged into Office X and operated the telephone number and the no test key and it woke some idiot up in the middle of the night.
You did not.
I was a green one. I didn't know shit anyway. So. Over here, let's see if we can do this. 8-3. What? Oh, sorry. See?
Yeah.
I had this key operated. And the automatic monitor, because mine was the only call, it's locked up to my call.
Right.
But because the wiring's up there, nothing happens. So we have to start over. How do I release that? How do I get rid of that? Release. Nope.
Release.
How do I get rid of that? I turn the monitor off. No, that's no, sorry.
So, permanent signal, hopefully.
No, I called that number.
Yeah.
So now I've got the call going from 015,
Oh, right, yeah.
0015 over to 0103. So if I see marker O has no test features in it. This is marker O. This is the no test feature. This is all it relates to the no test feature. What? I have to find out where. So, I have to select my flow. I go no test, and I set up Office A. What am I at? 0015. 0015. I get confused between 4 and 5. And then I can, and I go line test. This is line test. Why not? Why not go? Okay, let's try it different. We'll go AB, which is Office AB, and I go 20015. Let's see if it'll take that. That's what I'm looking at. Why not work? Okay. 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 See, I've got 0013 set up. What I'm looking at is the condenser and ringing port. If I ring, then I can stop. So that part works. So now, if I go line test, 0015, no test, there. If you listen, you can hear the
line over there.
Well, the interrupter. Well,
I hear it.
The secondary cutoff. The secondary. Now you'll have sides on. Blow.
Yeah.
Secondary cutoff. This cuts off your transmitter.
Okay.
So that you can hear them, but they can't hear you.
Okay.
See, that was more fun. All right, so this was an established connection, but I went in no test. I went in over the top of it. So I'm connected to it. But you can still. How am I going to get rid of that? How do I get rid of that?